Thanks for being with us again on another edition of Karod's Corner right here in the booth. Post-game show. Look at that Christmas sweater, by the way. We're all decked out like we were last week. But
that's good.
Sunil, that was an interesting game. I think sloppy on both sides for the most part, which is, I said it a couple of times. You expect that in the game before Christmas. But how do you break it down? What did you see?
We had resiliency, that's for sure. Coming back as many times as we did. I thought we played a fairly sound game. There's just a couple key mistakes that end up in the back of our net. Dowds, you rarely see him make mistakes like that up the wall. And I watched that one. It hit Spitzy on the way in, so it did change direction. Yeah. One that went off our own foot. So yeah.
It's weird when you feel like you played pretty good, but you gave up 6 and lost at home, isn't it?
Yeah. I know we've had a tough time in this barn, but we came out pretty good. It was nice to get some energy. We had King or Nolly do the starting lineup there, cool. And then them dropping the puck, and it's great to to have that legacy of players coming through that want to come back and they want to do things like that. And they did the starting roster, and our guys were kind of fired up for it, and that was good. And settled into the game, and we were starting to play within our systems, and in recent games, we've always had kind of a collapse in the third, and I thought we came out and pushed hard, and so that's a step in the right direction. Unfortunately, we didn't get the win going into Christmas there, and take sole possession of second place would have been nice there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it was a good game. I hope the fans, it's a lot of scoring there, but yeah, no, it's one of those games where every mistake you made kind of cost you.
Yeah.
And you have some of those nights.
Yeah, how can you guys start to cut down a little bit on the goals against? Defenses have been a big thing here in Victoria for a long time, but over the last 10 games now averaging just over 5 goals against per game. And I know, the team save percentage of .850 over the last 10 games isn't helpful, but still, how can you play better in front of the two guys in there?
Yeah, you got to limit shots. I gave up 40 or 41 today, or whatever it is, 44. Yeah. You want to limit those shots. If your goalies are struggling, you don't want them to get as many shots. I thought structurally we're playing well. We're doing the right things. It's just that when you lose focus for that few seconds or few minutes in the game, then you start to make plays, or you get fatigued. You make plays that you normally wouldn't, and that's kind of when you get into trouble. So, I think we need to do a better job of protecting the middle of the house there in front of the net, and really just focusing on teams playing on the outside. Let them shoot from there, because and the other part is I think we lost probably too many D-zone battles. So we did a good job of getting pucks on the wall, and we kept them there for 10, 15, 20 seconds, and then
a clipper comes out with it.
Then a clipper came out with it. And it's like, well, what's that all for if you're not going to win those battles? So you got to get better there.
I talked about it in the pregame show. We had Parker McDougall as a guy that we highlighted in the third period as well. I said I felt like he was poised for a breakout. I thought he had another really good game. I think this weekend was probably, I think no one would argue saying it was his best weekend. Was it nice to see him get his first, and what did you think of his play this weekend?
It was. He probably had, and you probably know better, he probably had like 12 to 14 shots this weekend.
Yeah, it's something like that. He had 9 alone in Powell River. So.
Exactly, and it's just got to be getting that experience of when you're putting a puck on net, you shoot at his chest, you're not going to score goals, but once you get more comfortable putting that many pucks on net, you just got to shoot to score. And that's why you see guys miss nets and they hit the glass, because they're just missing it by a few inches here and there, because they're trying to score. They're shooting to score, and there is something about putting pucks on net. And a lot of his shots create good rebounds, but it's good to see him get that one. I know he really wanted it, and it is a monkey off the back for him, because he has had opportunities, especially in his first couple games he was here.
Yeah.
He creates a lot of energy. He buzzes. He's learning. He's getting the experience throughout the game, and it's something that guys don't realize. You and I have talked of so many times. It takes time to get used to this league.
Yeah.
This league went from being very high-end skilled, and you lose those top lines, to being an older league. So now you went from playing against fast, skilled guys to heavier, older players that have experience, which is the same kind of difference, I guess.
Yeah.
And so
difficult, same, but different.
Yeah, you have a 20-year-old that's been, in the Western League or wherever he's coming from, putting you up against a wall as a 17-year-old. That's not easy.
No.
Or you have an 18-year-old skilled guy that's just going to walk through you. And so it's tough either way. And I think these guys realize it's a pretty big jump no matter where they're coming from.
Yeah.
And so that's something he's learned. It's taken him 25 games to get there, and sometimes it takes that. And I always jump back to Regan Hiscock. Had two really good first seasons.
2 years.
But then his third season, it's like, well, he's a 12-goal guy. All of a sudden he hits 25 because he figured it out. And, you see him in Cornell. It's going to take him time to figure it out. And it takes time. You got to trust the process, and they got to be patient.
For you guys, 4-5-1 in the last 10 heading into Christmas. How can you find more consistency in the second half? You're going to treat it like it's a new season?
We're going to have to. Yeah, that's what we've always done is, we just talked in the room there in the 3 years that, I guess this is the fourth, that Grim and I have been together within the coaching staff. How many times has one team had the best second half in the league? Alberni, I think, did it twice. Nanaimo did it a few years ago.
Nanaimo did it a couple years ago.
Seven Arm, I think, did it.
Chilliwack did it last year.
Chilliwack definitely did it last year. But you see these teams that you can go on such a run in that last 25, 24 games that it can change your standings. And, we got a hard division, and we're going to see a lot more of them. But I don't know how far Cowichan is ahead of us, but Nanaimo's only 2 points up on us. So, you go on a run. We play them 5 more times.
Yeah, a lot.
So there's a lot of points to be had there. We play Cowichan 5 more times.
Yeah, and there's
Alberni maybe 3 or 4.
Alberni will be 3 more. Cowichan will be 5, and Nanaimo will be 5. So that's 12 of the games right there.
There you go. That's 13 games. That's
2 more against
points
Surrey
up for grabs right there, just with the 4-point swing. So you can do a lot of damage with that. 2
more against Chilliwack, 2 more against Surrey, 2 more against Coquitlam, 2 more against Prince George here. So 2 against all the mainland teams, and then 1 against Trail and 1 against West Kelowna. And then apart from that, it's that 5 against Cowichan, 5 against Nanaimo, and 3 against Alberni.
There you go. Like I said, 52 points on the island to be had there. Yep. And, with the switch to the divisional setup for the playoffs, he's got to be better than the next team on the island. So.
And hey, you know what? Like with the way that the division playoffs are set up now, you're playing the same teams no matter what.
Oh, exactly.
So it pretty much. Yeah, I know it sounds silly. The regular season almost doesn't even matter at this point. It's like you get hot at the right time, figure it out, spend the second half figuring things out, and then be on your game as you head into the playoffs, and who knows what can happen from there.
And we said at the start of the year, you're going to have to go through one of those 3 teams anyways in the playoffs, and so...
I said first round right here. This might be it, literally.
Let's get familiar with them all, and let's set a tone in coming after Christmas here, starting on New Year's Day, and so it's literally a calendar refresh, and it's also a season refresh. Start again, where the standings are set where they are. They're not going to change over the holidays here. Right? We don't have to worry about that. Let's just be the best team in the second half.
Mm-hmm. Well, enough of hockey. We're on Christmas break.
That's right. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I don't know. I thought Ollie was coming up.
He is. He said he's just. That's why I checked my phone a second ago. He said I'll text him right now.
Yeah. So he was
up here.
He was in the room there, and I won't say what we talked about in there, but we brought them in the room after there, and it's nice to have. I think that's him right there. It's nice to have guys come back, and
it's about time.
I think he's texting one of us right now.
Yeah, he's texting one of us. He's texting you, maybe. See who he likes more.
He's got notifications on silent. I don't know. He's always had that.
One of those permanent silent people.
But these guys want to come back. Ollie's not even an island guy, and he made his way back for a game.
He traveled over from
he traveled from
just
the mainland,
to watch tonight.
And Luke Pelche couldn't drive down the island. We could have picked him up today.
He said his car wasn't insured, and his parents didn't want to drive down.
We could have picked him up.
Yeah, Pelch.
We could have picked you up, Pelch.
The hell?
We said we had the bus.
We would have had you on Karod's corner in this beautiful setup.
Did he ever do one with us?
No, he's here right now. That's him right there, man. That's him.
I thought there was a picture of a clown.
No. Whoa. Here, we'll do one right now. Here's Pelch right here.
Let's see what he's doing here.
How do you do a penalty box? Where is it?
Put a stick in the air.
Yeah, stick in the air. There's the stick that he just slashed out of someone's hand.
It took, by the time he got to the box.
There it is. There's Pelch in the penalty box. Box of shame.
2 minutes, you feel it.
2 minutes for interference. That's Pelch right there.
That's Pelch.
That's Pelch. Box of shame.
There's that stick he knocked out of someone's hand, flying in the air.
Because he didn't come to the game today. That's how we
offered to pick him up. Could have gotten the bus with us this morning.
We're kind of short on mics here, so we'll wrap things up with you, Sonny. Then I'll give him the headset, but you stay here, though.
Sure.
But you got any Christmas stuff planned? What are you going to do?
Up Island on Monday.
Okay, see the family.
And my brother, he'll meet us there. And
nice.
It's technically the 3rd Christmas for Kobe.
Oh, yeah.
The first one, he was 3 months old, so.
Doesn't count, but
I was FaceTiming him during warm-up there, and I was like, "You want to see Ollie?" And he loved Ollie, and show him Ollie and the smile. You saw the smile on his face when he saw you, and my wife was telling me afterwards he had the biggest smile on his face. It made his night. My stepson and his girlfriend came over, and first thing he said to them was, I saw Ollie. I saw Ollie. And so he's still so excited. So, and to Ollie's credit, he's like, was that a goalie stick? Oh, you don't want one of those. He's pushing him to be a player. So I do appreciate that.
Yeah, but
although he did ask Santa for a goalie stick. Like, not a mini stick, like a big, real goalie stick. So
I don't know if Kobe's going to have much use for that right about now, but
he'll be slashing someone with it.
Well, slashing somebody. Well, that'd be him.
That would be him. You'll
that
be
would
like
be him. That would be him.
2 minutes of shame there.
Big Chris coming on. Sunil, stay here, but hand the headset off to Ollie. Get in here, Ollie. For those of you who don't know who this great young man is, this is Oliver Auyeung-Ashton. He's the Grizzlies franchise leader in shutouts, wins, games played as a goalie, franchise stable for the last 3 years. What brought you over today, Ollie? You're not even from Victoria.
Well, I mean, it's tough when you're like you spend 3 years with a program like this and meet all the staff and everyone and start to miss it a bit.
Yeah,
it's one thing like keeping in touch over the phone, but I wanted to come out, catch a game.
What'd you think?
That was good. I mean, like I was impressed by a lot of guys. It was a tough go. They ran into penalty trouble for sure. Really wish I could have seen OT, but
you wish you were out there.
Yeah, always.
Oh yeah. You've had a great start to your year at Northern Michigan University. Correct me if I'm wrong. You kind of went in not sure if you were going to be the second or third guy. You won the second spot, and then you played unbelievable. I think you're in the top 10 in the NCAA in save percentage. Correct me if I'm wrong. Tell me about NCAA hockey. How is it different? How do you have a better save percentage with Northern Michigan than you do with Victoria?
Just a better broadcaster.
Yeah. That can't be true. They're like student run out there. No way.
No, I think it's you said it perfectly there. Like when I got there, I don't think I stopped a puck for the first 2 weeks. So it's like
I remember you actually texting me saying I'm getting lit up out here.
Yeah. No. Yeah. I was seriously. It was really humbling the first 2 weeks. When you practice with like good players over the summer, you kind of expect to go in there and do the same, but college hockey is a different animal, and even the practices, the workouts, it's a lot more attention to detail.
Yeah.
I just don't know. It took me, I'd say, like 3-4 weeks to kind of adapt and kind of watch the guys that lead by example, and then like my goal into this year, like just being a freshman goalie, like you don't know how much opportunity you're going to get if you get any, and so the whole goal was to seize opportunity whenever I get it, and luckily that sort of happened for me in Ohio State. I got put in.
I was going to say, you made your debut against Ohio State, didn't you?
We had that game on the TV down there.
Yeah. So that, I mean, it's just like even like the college hockey atmosphere, like whenever you're in the net, like playing in front of crowds like that, it's you're just going in there and you want to have fun. So it's been nice.
You're a fairly unflappable guy, but Ohio State sits something like 12,000, doesn't it?
Yeah, they didn't have many when we were there. I think the fun game was playing in Michigan Tech.
Yeah,
I remember I started on the bench for that game, and it's like a rivalry because
Northern Michigan Tech, yeah.
Well, I got to get going.
His coach wants to get him going. But thanks for coming on, Ollie. Appreciate you coming on. His head coach is here to look, so we'll let him go.
Yeah, Dave Shyak's just down there. And
big thank you to him for having us. Or maybe he's coming back.
Maybe he's coming back.
Well, he just wanted to say
you
goodbye.
Can hear across the rink here, and
Ollie's back.
Ollie's back.
He's back. He's coming back as a 20. I'm just kidding.
We talked about how it takes time to adapt to a new league. Like, people don't really respect the jump to the junior, like to ECHL. Like, and you're a 17-year-old, became a starter in weird circumstances. We talked about Regan, and it took him 3 years to figure it out. And he had such a fresh team. Like, even when you got guys coming from other leagues, you only see now Warnick and Galt starting to really get going. You must be impressed with tonight.
Oh yeah, I mean, right from the get-go, like sitting with Korner, like obviously he has some knowledge of the defensive position, and
yeah, I'd say he's pretty.
Like
he knows his stuff. Yeah.
I mean, Galt's skating is incredible. I mean, I'm fortunate enough to play with his brother too, And it's been good to I was sending Caden videos throughout the entire game.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, he really impressed me, and Warnick too. Like they both got on the score sheet, so I mean, good showing from those two. I'm excited to play with them in the future.
Yeah,
especially.
It's nice when you got young players emerge right in front of your eyes. It's really neat to see. We got to see that with you, and we had signed you as a backup.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden next thing you're the starter and you've there for 3 years. And neat to see players
I'll never forget his debut. We're playing West Kelowna, and so Ollie comes to Victoria. I remember almost thinking, who is this? Because signed as the second guy. Let's be honest, that team wasn't great.
Passion.
Yeah, lots of passion. But not a lot of skill. Olivier Picard was on the first line. Let's leave it at that. Owen Bond's a pretty darn good player, but he was on the first line too. But I remember we're getting spanked by West Kelowna. I think we're 0-3 at the time or something like that.
Yeah.
And we're getting spanked 5-1. Jackson Hungle had the only goal. Remember that one? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I don't remember that. Ollie comes in relief in the third. First play. Comes out to play the puck.
I didn't come out to play the puck. I sprinted out to the blue line and missed it.
Oh, you sprinted out to the blue line and missed it, and they went and scored. And in my head, I was like, who is this guy?
I remember the reaction on the bench from the head coach at the time. It was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
It was, oh, no. And then you went on to make 19 saves for the rest of the third, and then I think you got a shutout in your next start against Langley, didn't you?
No. I played in Nanaimo, led in 2 and on 19 shots.
Oh, that's
we
right.
Won that game.
That's the game where we vastly outplayed them and lost, if I remember.
Shane Shalest had 49 saves.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember coming on the bus.
What was funny, just to interrupt on that, was we got offered Shane over Ollie. That was the conversation was, do we take Ollie or do we take Shane? And
Yeah.
we went with Ollie, and
Yeah, it worked out pretty good.
It worked out well for us, though.
Yeah.
Do you kind of feel like your first year in Victoria is what was a bigger jump from midget? Because you went to the TELUS Cup with the Northeast Chiefs, so you certainly had some high-level hockey to play there. Was it a bigger jump from that to the BCHL with the Grizzlies, or is the NCAA that much bigger of a holy Hannah type of?
It's a good question. I would have to say that it might be different for everyone, but the NCAA jump was a lot. It was it took me a while to find my game when I got there. It was actually a mental battle. When you're going out practicing and you feel like you don't even know who you are.
Yeah.
And just getting thrown into that Ohio State game, felt like I was almost even though I was coming up with saves, the Friday night game, I just was in the net and I feel like I was late to everything. Pucks were just hitting me. It was really, really fast. Everyone can shoot it. Even even my start versus Ohio State, guy comes down, shoots it through the defenseman's legs, and it's just J-bar. Not much I can do.
You're like, all right.
Yeah. But I think, I don't know. I don't even remember the jump from midget to BCHL too much, to be honest. Feels like light years ago. But.
Yeah, well, there you go. I remember one of my favorite quote from that year was, I asked Noah Leibel if he enjoys doing shootouts. During practice, he said, no, they're stupid. There's no point because no one can score on Ollie over there. And I said, maybe that's more of a you problem, but,
Yeah. I mean, Josh Nadeau did. He undressed me.
Josh Then you stopped Bradley Nadeau and won the game against Penn.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good game. You remember that one?
I wrote an essay on that for English class this year.
Did you? Victoria that year was just barely above 500, and Penticton, for those who don't know, was something like 50-4.
53 0-1.
53 0-1. How silly is that? We were the only team in the league they didn't beat. We beat them in shootouts, 4-3. That was an unbelievable game. It was a packed house here too, if I remember.
It was Shop Victoria night.
Yeah, that's right.
In a February game.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Ollie, we'll let you go. Appreciate you coming on. Merry Christmas. Thanks for coming.
Having me.
We'll close things
Thank
out
you.
with Sonny
You as well.
here, but Ollie, appreciate it. Bear Country, always welcome.
Thanks, sir. Thanks for having me. You going down to the office? Yes. I'll see you down there.
Again, that's Oliver Auyeung-Ashton,
Merry Christmas,
Merry
Ollie.
Christmas to Ollie and his family. Oliver Auyeung-Ashton, the franchise leader in games played, wins, and shutouts for a goaltender. Truly one of the best.
And a great
Even as a
kid.
person, too.
Family's awesome. Like Sheila brings us cookies when we're in the mainland there.
Big shout out to Sheila.
We didn't get them last time, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's
Remember
okay.
the first time,
Didn't get crumble, but that's okay.
That's okay. Hey, but again, like, Ollie's in Northern Michigan, and his mom's coming to watch us play and say hello after the game. Like, you know, it shows you how much we really do affect these players. And, you know, you see these Hockey Canada posters. You can bleep that out if you want. You see these posters around rinks of, you know, like, yelling at the ref usually helps and things like that. But there's a neat one when they recruit coaches. It says something along the lines of, you affect more people in 1 year than most people do their entire lives.
Yeah.
And you got a room of 23, 25 kids where I see more of every day than I do my own family, because you're with them so much and you're on the road, and they become your family, and you can have such a good or negative impact on them that, you know, obviously with Ollie, I think it's so easy to do so.
Yeah, it's very
He's still
easy.
back here. You know, he comes back, he visits in the summer.
Yeah, and he texts all of us. He watches our games still.
Like, text, hey, good luck this weekend, like just things like that. So you get guys when you build that culture that want to come back, and, you know, what if they move on later on throughout life. Like Newhook was here last summer, 2 summers ago, came in, and that was the first time I met him. Still said hello to the staff, and, you know, he was really good about it. And so things like that, guys come back. Matt Wood, still chat with him. Like he's on our bus.
Yeah,
Right? So he's still big. They still follow. I talk to his dad, and, you know, he'll follow the box scores and things like that. So, you know, that's something that, you know, what I'm alluding to is that's something we're building when you only got 4 returning players in the lineup. You have all these new faces. We're trying to build that with them, and so there's a little bit of patience required to reignite a franchise. And you saw it our first year.
Yeah.
You know, then look at our second and then our third. You got to build towards it. And
Yeah.
with all the rule changes in hockey and the landscape it is, guys can come and go whenever they please, and up to a certain date. Like, you just don't know where you end up with, so you just got to keep enforcing what we're doing.
Yeah. So, Neil, we'll let you go as well.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, Tom.
We'll cut this one. It's gone on a while here, so I know we want to let everyone get home for Christmas. But, Sunil, we appreciate it. We also want to wish a big thank you to everyone who watches and pays attention.
Is that rain outside?
Oh,
Did you hear that?
This ought to be a fun drive home.
Oh, I parked farther away today, too.
Did you?
I don't know why, but I did.
Yeah, we do want to wish a big thank you to those who watch. I've had so many people say, "Oh, I watched the Karod's Corner on
We got
YouTube."
one on the ferry today.
We had
Won't
one on
say
the
who.
ferry. Won't
They
say
said
who.
but they said they watch us.
So, thank you to those who tune in to watch this post-game show. It's a nice, fun thing to do. Also want to wish a big thank you to both Chris and Roy, and then Tom Granger over there doing the music, does everything in arena here. And Aaron McCandles, who was at home and just filled in for camera as well. Obviously, can't do any of this without any of you guys, so a big thank you to all you. Chris has put in a ton of work this year, so a big thank you to Chris for helping put together all the new broadcast stuff. And then Roy's in his 30th year as the cameraman back there, and he's still going strong. Same outfit every time. Always looks like $1 million.
Yeah, no, it's great. We appreciate all you guys.
A big appreciation. But again, a big Merry Christmas to everyone at home, and we'll cut the pregame show there. A big thank you, and when we see you back again, it's right here on New Year's Day, the 1st of January. Victoria and Alberni Valley. Victoria kicks off the second half. We can't wait to see you then. But for now, Merry Christmas.